The U.S. Surgeon General announced in a New York Times opinion piece last week that he wants warning labels on social media. He says the warning label will better inform parents about the risks for their kids' mental health. But a new study says we need more information about those risks. So joining us now to talk about the impact of social media on kids is our parenting expert, Dr. Sheryl Ziegler. So let's talk about the research and how damaging is social media to our kids.
So you're going to hear, and you could hear, conflicting information about this. So to try to make this crystal clear as mud, sort of, there's the piece of, yes, we look at research and there isn't a distinct, very clear causality. Like social media definitely causes depression and anxiety. That's not something that research has been able to identify as of right now. What we know is that it's correlated to higher levels of depression, anxiety, and suicidal feelings, poor body image, lots of things. However, researchers, like they should, social scientists are saying, well, is it that people with mental health issues go to social media more in the first place? And so therefore those stats and figures look differently. Those are great questions. What I'm here to say is we don't have time to wait for those answers. If you just literally spend any time around any child or teen or young adult and a phone, you see for yourself what's happening. They can't focus. There's poor concentration. They're not learning as quickly at school. They're very bored very easily. We've got eating disorders on the rise. We have a lot of things. We have cyberbullying as a whole new category of bullying. So there's a lot of detrimental effects. And so anytime that a parent's hearing, oh wait, maybe the research doesn't back it up, they just need to understand the rigor of research is so high, for good reason, that we're not gonna probably get there for a couple more years.
Let's talk about the label, though, this warning label that the Surgeon General is talking about. The only person who would see it would be a youngster who's probably already got his or her mind set on whatever app they're about to buy. So it may cause a hesitation. But the discussion that this has created is probably more valuable than any label itself.
Hands down, hands down. I mean, we are really talking about this between the book, The Anxious Generation, that's got like a movement of parents really wanting to change things, and then the Surgeon General, who's made it really one of his top public health campaigns and priorities. We are all talking, so that's a great sign. Will the warning label work? I don't know. It's sort of like if it works for even 1% of users, that's actually hundreds of thousands of users, and that could be effective. Even if it just it's like my iWatch. It tells me every day to stand up if I've been sitting too long.
Right.
It works. It goes, stand up, and if I can stand up, I do. Sometimes I just stretch, right? It does. It's a little thing. Is it life-changing? No, but it actually does work. So in the same way, that's what he's saying. If we put a warning label on, we know this through tobacco and alcohol, it does give people pause. It does remind you that, oh, we don't have proof. This is another point. Not only, we could say you don't have proof that social media is bad for kids, you also don't have proof, though, that social media is good or safe for them either. So that's what the Surgeon General argues as well, is the data is mixed and we don't have proof solidly on either side. But again, just look at your own kids. You decide for yourself, is this good for them? Is it detrimental? Could you just lower it? I mean, it's probably not an all or nothing.
But even can you manage it as a parent?
In the summer months, I think, is really bad too, right? Yeah. I mean, they have more time on their hands.
It's bad all the time. But yes, the summer months are bad. I mean, the school year, you could argue, is bad because they're missing out on learning.
Right.
They are missing out on sleep. So when you talk about, well, what are the detrimental effects? Take out all the mental health stuff. Just focus on sleep in and of itself. Kids are losing hours of sleep a night. They're getting interrupted by notifications. They're waking up and having that dopamine compulsion to have to look at their phone. Did somebody reply?
Not just kids.
Not just kids,
it
exactly.
affects them
That's why some
differently
people
they
have
are
all their devices in a room in like the kitchen, and no one is allowed to their devices, families. I know that overnight, which kind of works.
Absolutely. And then there's, people that I work with are having the kids that are sneaking. They'll sneak right into their parents' rooms. They'll unplug it right next to their nightstand. And why? Because they're addicted, and not just because they're bad, but because they're addicted. So people just have to think for themselves, and let's keep talking about it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And there are good messages that can be shared on social media like this. So pay attention to it and get yourself straight. Don't be addicted. Move on. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Ziegler. I appreciate it.
Dr.
We're all
Kim.
there.
Yeah.
No, we know you can share that message on social media too. So
Sure.
it's good.
No,
Okay. All right.
There's upside. It's just a matter of managing it.
Yeah.
Dr. Ziegler, good to see you. Thanks.